Hello and welcome to Stream It. This is the biggest and best film and TV podcast for kids. In this week's episode, we're hearing from the actual Fireman Sam himself.
Honestly, if I tried to write it and say to them, let's do this as an idea, they'd laugh me out the room.
Really excited for that. And also Pedro is telling us all about his favourite film.
Which is currently my favourite film on Netflix so far. I have given this film a newsman rating of 8 out of 10.
And you know the drill. As always, we've got our top 5 recommendations of what you need to be watching this week. This is Fun Kids Stream It. Yes, hello and welcome to Stream It, the podcast where we chat to the biggest stars in the universe and search streaming platforms to find the best things for you to watch.
Now in today's episode, strap yourself in because we're going to be hearing from a bit of a legend of the children's television here in the UK.
Oh yeah, he's been on your screens since 1987. Do you know how long that is? That's like 35 years long.
35 years, definitely way older than all of us. He's back in Pontypandy for his 14th season. It's Fireman Sam.
Yes, Connor, you're absolutely right. We have got the real-life Fireman Sam here to talk to us just in time for Bonfire Night.
I'm so excited about this. Honestly, when we had the message from the producer saying, we got Fireman Sam, I didn't believe it.
No, I didn't believe it either, but it's so exciting. Shall we do it?
Let's do it. Let's hear from the big man right now.
Fireman Sam and the rescue team are back with new uniforms and ready for an all-new and adventurous season. These heroes are ready for anything that comes their way. The air rescue team has a new member to help in the sky.
I'm Christina.
And Pontypandy gets its first airport. Fire Swift has some new tricks to help with rescue missions. Lots of laughs with our furry friends. There is always some excitement in Pontypandy. Come and see just what Christina's brother Peter gets up to with his new friends. Join the exciting adventures with Fireman Sam and the rescue team. They always have your safety in hand. The rescue team is never too far away. Everyone working together to ensure that the people of Pontypandy are safe and sound.
Hey, Fireman Sam.
Hello, Connor and Robin. It's an absolute pleasure to be talking to you.
How are you today?
I'm very well. It's a very pleasant day in Pontypandy. No emergencies as of yet, which I believe Naughty Norman is out and about. So it's a good day all round that nothing's happened so far.
Have you got much planned for the rest of the day or just relaxing?
I mean, I'm always on duty. Pretty much because we're a local fire station, so we're always on hand. But I love my work and I love the people that I spend time with, so it's a pleasure to do that.
There's a very big day coming up for everyone, but especially for firemen. Bonfire Night.
It is. It's a wonderful event. It's a lot of fun, but it can be tricky and it can be dangerous and. If people aren't careful, obviously, we have a very busy night on our hands and nobody wants to get hurt. And nobody has to get hurt. I have some rules and some things to think about if that's of any use to you.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, you might have some tips on how to stay safe this bonfire night.
Well, I might have one or two, now that you come to mention it. Let's have a look. So, I think we can all agree that fireworks are exciting. But, they are explosives. They can be very dangerous. So listen to your grown-ups about where it's safe, to stand. So you can't stand too close to a firework. You have to be at the minimum safe distance. That's very important. Here's the next one. Sparkly sparklers. Now, I love a sparkly sparkler. And Elvis Cridlington, it's his most favourite thing in the world, a sparkly sparkler. But you have to hold it at arm's length, and it's very important to wear a glove, and you mustn't wave it about near other people, because obviously that can be dangerous because you don't want to, sort of hit them in the face or anything. And you must never, ever run with a sparkler, because if you tripped and fell, that could be awful. So, yes, it's lovely to swish them about, but remain still when you do it and have fun like that.
Say something might go wrong. What should people do in that situation?
Well, I mean, let's go through things about what can go wrong. So, for example, your sparkler, when it's finished and the sparkly light has gone out, that doesn't mean it isn't dangerous still, because it's very, very, very hot. So what you do is you drop it in a bucket of water and you never, ever pick them back up. So that's one thing that can go wrong. The other thing is dressing up clothes, because it's a lot of fun to dress up. But the thing that can go wrong is that dressing up clothes are a lot more exciting than wrapping up warm clothes, aren't they? There's lots of fancy bits on them and everything, but that means that it can be dangerous. You know, there's a danger that a spark could get on them. So it's best to wear your lovely warm jumpers and coats and wrap up warm and enjoy fireworks night like that. What else? We've said about standing a safe distance, haven't we? Oh, yes. And stay close to the grown-ups, because they'll know what to do should anything go wrong. Here's a good one. Now, a lot of people are quite tempted to throw something onto the bonfire or poke at it with a stick. But remember that a bonfire is a lot bigger than a normal fire that you might have, say, in your home. And if you poke at it with a stick, it might fall over. And you wouldn't want to be there when that happens, would you? Now, regarding fireworks, you might light one. You know, someone walks out and they light one and then it doesn't work. Now I know that all of the children at home will know this, but the last thing you should do is go back to an unexploded firework, because you never know what might happen. And also hold hands with a grown-up when the fireworks are going off, because there's lots of noise and you might, sometimes you might get separated. So keep hold of your grown-up. And here's the other thing. I don't know about you, but when you're looking at a firework, a fireworks display, I like to just enjoy it. I don't want to take out my phone and film it so that I then miss the main firework display and then look at a tiny picture of it later, because you're distracted and you can't, you're playing with your phone. Just have fun and enjoy it. And that way, should something happen, you can react really quickly, can't you? I feel like I'm being very serious, but it's all very important. And what's the last thing? I think we've covered it all, haven't we?
I think so, yeah. It's all very good advice. Have fun, but stay alert. Listen to adults and all the other advice you've given.
Absolutely. Oh, and here's the final thing. Now, this isn't going to happen, I'm sure. But what if a little spark or a little flame did get onto someone's clothing? Do you know what to do if that happens? It's very simple. All you do is you drop to the ground and you lie down and you start to roll, because that will put the fire out. And that's a very serious situation, and I'm certain it won't happen, but it's always good to know if it does. Stop, drop, and roll. And it's quite good fun practicing. You see, in your lounge, on the carpet, everybody practice safely dropping to the ground and then rolling around, wriggling around.
I hear next week Series 14 of Fireman Sam starts. Is that right?
Yes. We are absolutely thrilled. I mean, for us, the documentary continues. The cameras have come back again. People are still interested to see what we get up to and, the little adventures that tend to happen here. I can't believe after all this time, people are still interested in our lovely fire station and our incredible team of firefighters. It's just a lovely pleasure, to have people support us in that way. And I have to say that the cameras caught some amazing things this year, some incredible things that, frankly, you couldn't write it. Honestly, if I tried to write it and say to them, "Oh, let's do this as an idea," they'd laugh me out the room. Some absolutely incredible stuff, and we've got some new, people living in Pontypandy, which is absolutely amazing.
What are they like? Can you give me any spoilers?
So we've got the wonderful Christina Kaminski, who has joined us, and she's a pilot. And so we have a new way of fighting fires. We've got Fire Swift, which is an incredible aircraft. And that can do all sorts of things to fight fires. And frankly, it's incredibly exciting being on Fire Swift. Oh, I tell you, I mean, I don't want fires to happen, but when they do and we get to have fun with Fire Swift, I mean, that's quite amazing. I mean, not fun, obviously, very serious work. But Fire Swift is an incredible piece of equipment. And also, I must say, Christina came to Pontypandy not on her own. She moved here with her half-brother, Peter, and they're from Poland, you see, and they're just wonderful. Peter is the loveliest young man, and he is friends with Norman, which we're all a bit nervous of, but I'm not going to judge, because I'm sure Peter will be a good influence. So, yes, it's all very exciting, frankly.
And what can our listeners expect from the series? Can they expect more of the same, or...?
More of the same? Oh, my goodness. I mean, if by more of the same you mean exciting, fun adventures, then yes, indeed. I honestly, some of our situations, I never thought I'd see the day. But it's been quite eye-opening this year, quite eye-opening. And I'm just incredibly proud of our firefighting team. They have always and continue to excel themselves. They are just incredible, wonderful people. So, yes, I'm very proud of all of them. And even if I say so myself, I think it's going to be an absolute corker.
Well, thanks so much, Fireman Sam. I'll leave you to go and fight some fires. See ya.
Well, thank you so much for that, Sam. And in fact, you can catch Fireman Sam on Cartoonito next week. Loads of exciting new adventures and characters as well. All right, Connor, should we jump in?
Yeah, let's do the look forward.
Absolutely. This is where we tell you our top 5 picks of what you need to be watching this week.
The look forward.
Monster High is my first pick this week. Now, this is an animated series, and it basically explores the fun and harrowing world of high school for ghosts, zombies, and other spooky creatures. I'm kind of still on the Halloween vibe. I love this one. And you can watch the series on Paramount Plus from the 5th of November.
My first pick is Oni, Thunder God's Tale. So in a mystical world of Japanese gods and spirits, a courageous girl strives to follow in her mysterious father's footsteps and find her true powers. This amazing animated series, and it really is amazing, is available to watch on Netflix right now.
Now, my next pick is The Little Dragon. Now, this is all about a girl named Clara who lives in an amazing fairy world inhabited by dwarfs, dragons, and sorcerers, until one day the fate of the world falls into her hand. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now, you can catch this on Amazon Prime right now.
Straight in with a real Connor choice, The Football Academy. Oh yes, have you ever wondered what life is like as an actual football academy? You're actually thinking to yourself, what's it like being a pro footballer? I certainly have. Well, the Football Academy goes behind the scenes at Southampton Football Club and shows us what it's like, up close and personal, with all of the upcoming young footballers. You can watch this amazing series on CBBC and iPlayer, and it's available now.
Now, Connor, I know you've gone for a football pick, so I've gone for a sleepover pick. Now, this is The Sleepover, and here's a question for you. What would you do if your parents were kidnapped by a crew of international thieves?
Probably cry.
After you finish crying, then you'd begin a wild overnight adventure, wouldn't you, Connor?
Sure would.
Now, this would be complete with spy gear, of course, and that's exactly what happens in The Sleepover. And you can find out just how it ends on Netflix right now.
Oh, some great choices right there. They are must-sees, aren't they, Rob?
Oh, absolutely. And Sleepover is right up my street.
Yeah, it sounds like it is. And talking of must-sees, we're going to dive right in now to the Kids Review, which is your chance to be the star of the episode.
It's so cool, isn't it? And each week we basically hear a review from you about your film that you really, really love. And it is super easy to get involved. We'll tell you how. But first, I feel like we should hear from Pedro. What do you reckon, Connor?
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, well, he's going to be reviewing his favourite film. So take it away, Pedro.
I'm Pedro Newsman, and in today's Stream It, I'm reviewing Sea Beasts, which is currently my favourite film on Netflix so far. I have given this film a Newsman rating of 8 out of 10. For hundreds of years, massive sea beasts have surfaced, wreaking havoc against mankind. In response, the king and queen order sailors to venture out on their ships into the deep sea, so the hunter becomes the hunted. The most famous of these ships is the Inevitable, led by the legendary Captain Crow, his first mate Sarah Sharp, and his adopted son, Jacob Holland. The Inevitable is in a race against time to capture the Red Bluster, a sea beast that took the captain's eye, and they're pitted against a military ship called the Imperator, headed by Admiral Hornigold. Whoever captures the Red Bluster first will carry on the legacy of the hunters for the rest of time. Along the way, the crew discovers that an orphan girl named Maisie Brumble has stowed away on the ship to join them for the adventure, which continues only Maisie discovers that there is more to the beasts than meets the eye. If you like How to Train Your Dragon films, then you'll love Sea Beasts, particularly due to how the relationships between the beasts and humans develop through the film. I really enjoyed the ending of the film, although my favourite part was watching the relationship grow between Maisie, Jacob and the Red Bluster. I wish I had a sea beast as a frenemy. But you've been listening to Pedro Newsman, and I hope you enjoy the film as I did.
Oh, what a great review from Pedro. Also, bold statement, fave film on Netflix. So far, he said, for the Sea Beasts.
I like that because there's a lot of choice on there, so it's like he's solid on his favourite film.
He really is. He gave it his own personal 8 out of 10 as well. He said that it's a solid 8 out of 10. And I have to say something, though. He was fantastic at reviewing. It was almost professional.
It was professional, wasn't it? I actually thought maybe we should get Pedro instead of Connor. What do we think?
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'm sure Pedro will snap at that opportunity. Cheers, Pedro.
Well, if you want to be like Pedro and hear yourself on an episode of Stream It, get on over to funkidslive.com/stream it, hit that big red button and record your review.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you. We really would. And that's all we've got time for this week. A real jam-packed, fun week. And if you enjoyed the episode, then don't forget to subscribe, please. Follow, pretty please. And rate us 5 stars, ultra pretty please. All that good stuff. Cheers.
All the good stuff for sure. Oh, and remember, if you do want to hear yourself on the podcast, get on over to funkidslive.com/stream it. Record yourself reviewing your favourite film. It really is as simple as that.
We've spoken quite a lot, actually, about this thing that we're up to. We're currently in the process of making a Zombies 3 special episode of Stream It, and we'd like your help. So if you love the movie, we'd love to hear from you, really, because you're part of it. You are Stream It. Just head over to funkidslive.com/stream it to record yourself telling us what you love about Zombies 3 and what your favourite part is.
And not just that, next week we're going to be hearing from the brilliant Jacob Tremblay about the amazing new Netflix film, My Father's Dragon. You're not going to want to miss it, and we can't wait to see you there.